Hi, it's Candy from Mosaic Moments, and today I did a page on blue jays that I found in my backyard, and I had lots of pictures, so I had a layout that allowed for lots and lots of photos. And this one I used the layering dies for, and I want to show you why and how you would use those. So these are the dies. It's two different sets. You get, so you're going to buy, this one cuts 6 squares, the same as the cornerstone, the same size as the one that comes in the A set, except it does all 6 at once. And then the layering die cuts them just a little bit smaller so that you can layer them together like I did here. So they're nice because they're convenient. So I cut with one run through my machine. I cut all 5 of my background squares all at once. And if I had been using pattern paper, I could have cut all of the layering part also with one pass through my machine. I was using photos, so I went through a bunch of times. And then you're going to wonder what's the difference between this one and the layering dies that come in your A set. And that is the size of the layering piece. So in your A set, you also get a die that cuts the same square size here as the one in this that I just showed you that cuts 6 at a time. So this one cuts 1 at a time. So that one's just a time saver. But look at the difference in the size of the matting that you end up with. This is the layering, the next smallest die that comes in the A set, and this is the layering die that comes in the set of 6. So this one allows for a lot more photo and a lot less of that background. So it just depends on what look you're going for. We're going to make a sandwich with, I use the Big Shot, so I've just got my basic sandwich here. I'm going to put this die down, make my sandwich, crank it through my machine. That noise is perfectly normal, don't worry about that. And that is going to give me 6 perfect squares that fit on the grid paper. Now these I can either tear them apart like this and stick them on my grid paper, or they leave these little tiny nubs, and if you're a kind of person that wants them to be absolutely perfect and doesn't want those little tiny nubs, then just grab a pair of scissors, and they're connected at this end and at the other end, and you can just quickly snip that, and there you have all your pieces. So that's a great time saver to use that one when you're working with a lot of 2x2 squares. Now, if you were working with pattern paper, you would again run this through, cut it, and you would be done in one swipe with all 6 of your squares. Since I'm using a photo, I'm going to line it up, just flip the die over and line it up visually. That's where I want it to cut. And I don't care about the rest of the photo because that's all, this is the only part that I'm going to use. So I'm going to make my sandwich. I'm using a magnetic plate so it holds my die in place. If your dies slip on you or you don't have a magnetic plate, use a piece of washi tape or a piece of painter's tape, or take some masking tape and tap it on your jeans a couple times to get some of that sticky off. And then it'll work just fine to hold your things in place. So again, you can either pull these apart. The photos, you get a little less nubbiness, I found, with photos than you do with paper or cardstock. But you can also just snip that edge and snip that edge. Those come off, these layer just like that. Again, here's the difference. This one is what you get, the dies that you get with the A set. This is the dies that you can put together with the 2 layering dies.